What up, IDS Mob? HarryWilmington here. And today's topic is how to have an abundant dating mindset when all you do is fail. So I talk quite often on here about, my dating life getting better once I started to have more of an abundant mindset and realize that there are plenty of women out there that would actually date me. I just got to put in the work. I got to know, how I got to present myself and what I have to do in order to be a presence that women are going to like enough to want to date. And so I had a comment from somebody that kind of left a very angry comment towards me about this, about basically how the abundant mindset is a myth and why it doesn't work. And so I want to read over his comment and I want to make a commentary on it, okay? By the way, guys, this show is about you. So if you have any questions you want me to answer on one of these shows, write to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com or leave a comment down below. Also, you can go to the website if you want to get one-on-one coaching with yours truly. Just click on the coaching tab and we can set that up. So here's this guy's comment. I forget which video it was on, but the comment was this. He says, "This mythical abundance mindset seems impossible because all of our multiple actual experiences show us that women in general are not interested in us. That's the real life experiences that literally cause us to have a scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset reflects reality. The abundance mindset is delusional. We have the receipts to prove it." And you know what's funny? I'm not really big on sports metaphors because I don't watch a lot of sports, but I've been watching a little bit more football lately. And there was recently a game between the LA Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars that happened, right? And so it was a playoff game, and by the end of the second half or the second quarter, the Chargers were up 27 and the Jacksonville Jaguars had 0. Now, historically, when this happens, nobody in the history of forever has come back from that much of a deficit to win the game. History will show you that that is just not possible. That is not a thing that's going to happen. So what happens on this game? They come back out into the third quarter. They score like 10 points, and now it's like 10-27 or whatever, right? And then they go into the fourth quarter. And I think the Chargers got 3 points on a kick, so they got 30 points, right? At this point, game over, right? They've won. Fans in the stadium, packing up, going home. I don't know what kind of magical stick these dudes had up their butts, but in that fourth quarter, Jacksonville came back and slaughtered and ended up winning the game 31-30. Now, if they had a defeatist mindset based on their evidence, based on their history, based on what typically happens in these situations, they would have also just packed up and gone home after the third quarter. But they didn't. They were like, we still have time in this game to win, and they came back and they won. So, why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because things really can happen in the way you want them to when you start to get out of the current reality you have, which is that people don't like me and women are always rejecting me, and therefore I can't do anything to change that, and that's the reality of my situation, and start looking instead at, but what things could I actually do in my life to change my reality to be able to get the results that I want? Sometimes it's self-personal work. It could be working out more. It could be learning how to better talk to women. It could be doing like I did and learning the psychology of why it is that women choose particular men over other men, and why I initially wasn't one of those men, and what things I was missing at that I could either improve about or add to my repertoire to be able to get the kind of women that I wanted, okay? The other thing is this too. If we're going back to sports metaphors, I want you to think about like somebody like, say, a Michael Jordan or LeBron James or whatever, right? Like, these guys are now known as legends. They were at the pinnacle of their games. They have scoring records and dribbling records and all that other stuff, right? But you can't tell me that like when Jordan first started out in basketball that he thought he was going to be that great, because he didn't get picked for his first team that he tried out for. And there's some point in that development where you pick up the ball for the first time. You don't know necessarily how to dribble it. You don't know what a sky hook is. You don't know how to jump and get into the rim. You don't know how to pass it to people. So up to that point, as you're trying to learn these things, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to fumble. If you go to your, high school sports team and try to try out, your history up to that point indicates that you're probably not going to make it. You're not going to be that good because you don't have the skill set needed to make that happen. But if you live in that reality and think, well, because I can't do it now, it's never going to happen, and that's the reality, then you're not going to be able to get to the height that they did. Because, yeah, Michael Jordan didn't get picked for his first team, but he double practiced harder and went back the next year and was able to make that team. And then the rest is history. I don't know LeBron's history all like that because I'm not, I know you started playing out of high school. That's about it, But the point is that, so you might be in a situation now where, your reality is you get rejected constantly by women. And when you try to talk to them, they think you talk weird, or they think you dress weird, or women are just never coming up to you. That could be a reality. That was my reality when I was 20, 24, 25 years old. What changed that? Well, honestly, this is what changed it, right? Because I had my reality that based on the way that I was and the fact that I wasn't getting the women that I wanted and the results that I wanted, that women probably just don't like me as the kind of guy. That was my reality. And as I started to look around and really study other people, what I started to look at and notice was that there were other guys out there that were like me, the same color as me, same height as me. At the time, I had a very, very skinny frame, so same skinny frame as me, lived at their parents' house, or didn't really have the best job or whatever. And these dudes had women. Some of these dudes had hotter than hot women. And so I saw enough of those examples to realize, you know what? I'm the deficit. I have this idea that girls aren't going to like me based on my history, and so therefore it's not a thing that I can get. And yet I see dudes that are looking very similar to me that are getting the kind of women that I want. So what is it about them that's allowing that to happen? And what is it that I'm not doing that's not allowing my reality to be the same? And as I looked at it, I realized there were things about the way I was speaking, the way that I was, the things that I was doing that weren't going to be attractive to anybody. Even the girls that I thought would be in my lane, if I'm not knowing how to do conversations right, if I'm not knowing how to do certain types of dates or how to, just treat women in general, then my reality is going to forever be that women just don't like me and it is what it is. And then also I had to start thinking about, okay, there are other women out there, like I said, these hot women are dating guys that are just like me. So my thought is I can only get a certain kind of woman. But I'm seeing evidence to the contrary, which means that these guys, again, are doing things and saying things or being more relaxed and less anxious in ways that I'm not, that's not allowing me to do the same thing. So as I started to develop, as I started to learn things, as I started to learn what some of my bad habits were in dating and changing that up, I started to get the idea of you know what, as I get better with my dating skills, my social skills, trying to set goals for myself and achieving those goals and focusing more on them than women, then I realized a bunch of women are going to like that kind of guy, which allowed me to open my mind to I can have an abundant mindset for the different various types of women that are going to go after the kind of guy that I am if I'm only able to become that guy. And not in a way that's not authentic, but talking about legitimately becoming comfortable in my own skin and being able to set goals for myself that would allow me to build up confidence in myself, which would then transfer over to how I felt about women, how I treated women, how women viewed me, and all that stuff only allowed my world of women to open up. So having and creating an abundant mindset really starts with you. It starts with you looking at where you're at now, and you could do the thing of blaming women all day and saying that women are just crazy and they're delusional and they only want one kind of guy. Does that help you get women? It does not. So sit down with yourself and have a conversation about, hey, you know what? I could say these women are crazy all day long, but if I'm really being honest with myself, if I put my ego aside for just a minute and look back at women in the past that maybe I had crushes on or they had crushes on me, but it went away, how was I in those situations? What things were I talking about? Because a lot of times, guys will do things like have a crass kind of humor that they think is cool for their buddies and also for the women they're dating, and it's not. Or am I over talking women? Am I talking too much about myself on dates? Am I not, doing the kind of dates that are even exciting in the first place? Or when women are talking to me, am I actually listening or just trying to brush them off to get to what I want to say? When women are telling me, hey, these are some things that I found bothersome about you, am I taking that and saying, how can I fix that? Or am I saying, well, you're just a crazy woman and I'm going to be me and do whatever? You could be doing a bevy of things wrong. I was very anxious and nervous. I was also very sarcastic. I could be, overly sarcastic around women, and that's not attractive when you're doing it all the time. And so you just got to look at yourself and see where you're at and say, okay, what things about myself could I possibly change? Could I dress better? Could I smell better? Could I be doing things that are going to allow women to see that I'm a more mature person versus always playing video games and wearing these graphic t-shirts? The point is, you got to look at yourself first and say what you can fix. And then as you go about making those changes for you, you want to make the changes for you to better your life in general. But as you start to do that, you're going to start to see that there are going to be other women out there that you hadn't even considered would be in your that would consider you as a potential mate that start to get attracted to you. And then that action will help you open up and realize, oh crap, there's actually more women out here that I can get than just the ones I was going after before, which will help you to build up an abundant mindset, all right? So it's work. You got to do the work in order to get to the level where you can legitimately have an abundant mindset about the women that you're dating, but it is possible and it is a real thing. Because now I'm at the point where, like, if I break up with somebody, I already know, hey, I can go on a dating app or go to a meetup group or go to a club or go to wherever and be able to meet new people and get a girlfriend within 2 or 3 months, because abundant mindset. I know there are a bevy of women out there that can fit to my personality, but more importantly, I know that I'm the kind of guy that a lot of women would want, because I have my own business and I know how to make money, and I know I'm a good conversationalist and I know how to talk to women and listen to them. It's like I built up enough of these skills to realize, you know what? I'm a darn good prize. And that means that a bevy of women are going to be interested in me and I can make it happen. But if you don't practice those things, if you don't build up those kind of things, then yeah, you're never going to have an abundant mindset and you're going to be stuck on, I can only get one kind of woman. I don't really want the kind of woman, and other women don't want me. Therefore, I'm going to be mad. You can be mad, but it doesn't help you get women. All right. Now, if you need help with that, you can join the Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy today, and you can start learning lessons on how to become the authentic version of yourself that's going to allow you to attract a wide variety of women. You can also sign up for one-on-one coaching with yours truly by going to the website and clicking on the coaching tab. All right. Lastly, guys, my friend Nan Wan's got a great album coming out on February 10th. It's called No Girls For You. It's based on the ebook I released many years ago that teaches you all about why it is that the things you're doing right now to try to get women is causing you to lose them. And he goes on quite the adventure. This album is full of funny tales about the things he's trying to do to get women. And the first song, called Tongue Tied, is available right now on all streaming platforms, which you can get to at the link down in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.
When I see a hot girl